call into order right now. Our May meeting, first on the agenda we have the approval of last month's minutes, April.
And
I assume we have them all here.
minutes. We're about to start this, you just started the meeting.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
One more notes.
Huh?
One more notes.
Oh, yeah, no worries. You're good. That's it. Alright, so we have the April minutes in front of us. I think it should be in the packet if you don't see it.
New layout.
Hey,
Hi.
yeah, new layout. Doing pretty well so far. Took the minutes for approving minutes right now. If you, should be a stable sheet. So it's a picture. So you just take a few minutes to read the minutes, and if anything, if anything comes out crazy, let me know. We'll address.
I think you're better off going around the other way.
Yeah, that is more.
That's-
There's a little typo in item 7. I think it's 7F9, 7F1. Unanimously should just, is it the I is an 8? That's all. Small typo.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, lots of pouring out. Pass around this way as well, so. Is it?
Oh, you don't have to sit near me.
If you wanna sit.
Is there a sheet?
Down here.
Oh, wow.
We'll do it.
Oh,
Very good, very
It's the
good.
budget thing, huh? That's a good start. That's a good to go. Alright, we got 2 minutes left on this one for now. Any other changes coming up for anyone?
Is there, I noticed there's a mention of some letter
Yeah.
that, it would be nice to see those letters when they get written at the next meeting. Yeah, and it says there was a
I
letter
didn't respond to you, but I
anonymously,
was given that information you had asked me for.
site specific
Remember we were
letter.
saying
Oh,
that?
the, which, on Washington, what,
Yes.
whatever.
So I have something.
The
There we
very
go.
last page.
Thank you, I'm curious to know. I'm
Okay.
sad to know they happened, but curious to know how we can stop them.
Okay, so,
It's just good to see the letter.
I agree, Tyler, right now there isn't really a system for when committees, like, send letters out, usually Domesday just sends them out to the agency and CCs me on that. There's no system in place for those to like go out to the full board or any of that. So that would be good to start at some point. I like the idea.
Yeah, it's good to see that this happened. Here's the
Yeah.
letter.
Yeah.
Then it saves time actually.
Yeah,
Cause then I don't say, did you send it? Did it go out? Where's the letter?
right,
Nobody has to say that.
right. There should be a system where like committee letters just go to the board so that everyone's informed of what's happening. You know,
Is that
That's
just
right.
with this committee, or is that across all of?
I think
That's
all
already
of them,
clear.
there's nothing, yeah, it doesn't really go out unless it comes to the full board for a vote.
I don't know. I think sometimes we see them, sometimes we don't.
Yeah, I mean,
There's no
generally,
system, he's right.
yeah,
We should have that, right?
you know, yeah, it would be convenient.
Let's keep that in mind.
Yeah, because right now the only way that would happen is if one of us decides to print them every month, and no one's been doing that.
It's not a lot of letters though, it's usually one occasionally, right?
If that. Alright, 5 minutes is on that, so, do you have any motions ready to approve the minutes with any changes? So far we got one, which was just this,
Typo.
yeah, there's one typo, anything else?
Valerie should abstain because she was not here.
Hmm?
Maybe Valerie should abstain because she's not here. She wasn't here at the last month's meeting.
I mean, I don't know if any rule that requires someone to abstain on minutes, because they gotta watch the video.
Yeah.
You can witness what happened in the meeting without being there.
Understood.
Yeah. But if you want to abstain, you can. No one's stopping you.
Okay. But some of the things that were discussed, again, yeah, I wasn't here, so I have no opinion.
Okay, anybody want to be afraid?
I wasn't here for the discussion, but I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as amended.
Okay. Motion on the floor to approve the minutes not changed. Leave the typo. Do we have, might as well do a roll call, okay?
Sure.
Yeah?
Sure, cause I wasn't here, so I can't make a real decision, you know, so I'll abstain.
What was the
Unanimous, was it one abstention? I guess unanimous with one abstention.
You okay?
It's fine, because, you know, some of the, cause see,
Some of the stuff we
I
tried
might
on
bring
yours.
some stuff, you know, up, and I don't wanna start a whole nother conversation, so I'm just trying to keep to the thing. I wasn't here, I'm just gonna rock with it, that at this point, I'm just gonna abstain, cause I don't wanna say yes and no, and then later on, I should have been more knowledgeable of something, so I'm good,
Okay. So I'm assuming you're staying?
yes.
Okay. What's that?
I wasn't here either, I mean, like, it's everything that's written here, if you guys are for it, I'll be for it. But I wasn't here, I can't comment.
No, I didn't even watch the video.
You could have been more informed.
Right, cause I tried to watch the board meeting video, but I was cut off and stuff, the main board thing, so I don't know what happened with that. It was cut off.
Okay.
There's no drama out of this.
Caps?
Which board meeting?
The main,
If you don't start right on time and you watch it one
Okay.
X,
The minutes.
it'll cut off
Yeah, better? Okay.
when the live
Good
stream's
stuff.
over.
Better, for sure.
Let's
So
see
if you
that.
start 10 minutes late,
Alright, so we
it'll
have-
start you at minute 0 still.
Two abstentions.
I thought it was one, I thought it was
Yeah.
one. Well, this
Oh.
is,
she said she gonna rock
yeah,
with
you
it.
have one
Just
second.
gotta you check the
Yeah,
shots.
Yeah. Multiple ones.
That's what-
Wow.
Well, at least we fixed that gremlin.
I know what you're saying.
Type of it's a 7 out of 8. It's 6 out of 7, yeah, 7 here, so yeah, 6, 4, 7. Alright. That's done. So yeah, make a just one side, okay. Other than that, we're good to go. Was anyone leaving early? Does anyone have to leave like before 8 or 8:30?
I mean, 8:30, I thought that's what we were supposed to do.
Generally is. Okay. So, I'll do item 4 first, because it's a little quicker, and it's not a voting item.
Not a voting.
It's not a voting item, at least.
Do we have any voting on this?
I mean, we could, so,
Wait,
you don't have to vote on
DOT's three.
4. Yeah.
Is there any media or like official press release, anything about
There's a presentation on this, pop up on it, I believe. It wasn't
But it's
sent out.
never, it's not coming to us.
It's not coming to us, it didn't come to us, and they did send us a letter saying it's gonna be installed.
It's gonna be what?
Installed.
Okay.
So, yeah, DOT's is doing a project, they presented it to Community Board 8, I think, around this time last year. But only a piece of it is gonna be in District 9, so I'm not sure if that's a reason why, but they haven't presented it to us, and they're just letting us know it's gonna get installed. I can bring it up if I get the TV actually, I have the presentation on one of my devices. I just need to bring that up. So, maybe after we do that.
Alerts? Alerts in this project?
It's not balance, if I recall correctly, it's mainly loading zones, some extra daylighting.
Let's see.
Yeah, let's see.
It's CBA, it's northbound.
So you
I mean,
want-
there's,
Well,
I
the
was
little
thinking
like
there's one stop.
there's five
Yeah,
five
maybe
blocks
I
that
was
are
to turn the TV on real
maybe
quick,
in our district.
because
It's
I'm
there.
far from the
But
TV
it's
now, I
not
can't plug
anymore.
into it anymore.
It's the
Right.
park.
So I usually
it's a park stop.
I'm gonna show a presentation from DOT on the screen.
But East New York
I
Gas.
think
Station.
you
told me that earlier.
I could
transition it.
It's
No,
not
it's okay, I could wirelessly show it.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn it
Right.
on.
No worries.
Doesn't it have to-
It does.
Eastern and East New York. So that's 5
Right.
blocks.
That's this.
So.
I mean, it's
Carroll
a
Brown.
little bit of paint, it's.
You have to move this a little bit.
Oh, thank you.
Wait, hold on. Is there a floor or a plan
Is
picture?
that by the park?
Yeah, it's the,
That long strip by the park?
yeah, so,
Lincoln Terrace Park?
Yeah.
The last one was President Street, had one.
yeah,
So this is gonna be on Rochester.
on Rochester, right up the park. See, they were supposed to do it last year.
It says Rochester.
I remember this, I brought this up.
Because both of be in the East New York.
Is it Rod
Because-
to Rochester?
Yeah, but
Rochester,
that's-
by Utica.
They were
On
gonna.
this side of Eastern Parkway.
Right,
So we only have two in
Buffalo in 2020, they were gonna do Rochester immediately afterwards.
Oh, well, but this says 5 years later. They only presented to the CBA in June of last
Well,
year.
that's what it was for Buffalo, so.
We're doing this.
Well, are we,
That couldn't have won. But like, they're just, yeah, yeah, it's just paint, it's at the entrance to the
Interesting.
playground of
Okay.
the park. Yeah.
there's a couple blocks that don't have crosswalks, cause they're one ways off,
It's similar to Washington, actually.
yeah.
It's like, it's same, where like,
Like on Crown, there's no crosswalk.
Yeah.
I go to the park probably 3 or 4 times a week. I always end up going on the street that doesn't have crosswalks. But
Is there a light there?
No.
Crown in Rochester, no. Montgomery in Rochester, no.
there's one light and then there's some stops.
Maybe on President, maybe, that's a light? I don't know.
I think
President might have a light,
yeah.
or I forget which way is the one way, like which one way.
No, actually, there is, oh, that's why it's called an enhanced crossing, because there's still not gonna be a light.
Can I see?
He's supposed to be pulling it up here.
I'm putting it up in a
So
second.
President
So-
and Rochester.
Yeah, there, I mean, I think there's already crosswalks there, but they're just gonna do that little bit of paint there and
I
there.
always, this was so much asphalt before.
Yeah, cause it's just painted stripes, if you look at it,
Yeah,
it's pretty nutty,
and they built a few big buildings
It's gonna
right
be
on
up in a
President.
second.
It is pretty,
There we go, there it is.
so
Alright.
like, they're just They're just changing the color of this paint.
Oh, okay.
It's already marked.
Yeah. So they presented this to Community Board 8. It's dated June 24 last year. And they give an overview of Rochester Avenue, showing the existing conditions, the blocked crosswalk, and they basically build out a plan where they use a few of these mobility tools to enhance the street. I'll fast forward a bit to the map. This is generally what they're looking at, and the section between East New York Avenue and Eastern Parkway on the left is our section of this project. So we probably have like a third of it in our district. And there's one side of the street that's in our district too. The north, like the
No,
upper
the east
left
side's
side.
not.
What?
The east side is not
The
ours.
east side is not, no.
Like, where is the actual like
Border?
boundary?
It's I believe it's the middle of Rochester,
Right.
right there. We don't have the park on the other side, but
Okay.
we do have those blocks opposite the park. So they outline the crash history, for the
Whoa.
last 4 years.
East New York or Eastern Parkway is crazy.
Yeah.
I wonder if those are turning vehicles.
A lot of them, I can't tell from the map, but
These
Yeah,
are
I've seen
crashes, you don't know what they are, they're
Huh?
just, what is the?
Crashes resulting in injuries.
well, yeah. Total injuries and the severe ones in orange.
I wish, at the Eastern Parkway one, I wish that they had broken it out between the crashes that occurred in the service road versus the main road.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
But either way,
We had a
Wait, they're way to
presentation.
zoom in.
And then
No, this is just
conditions
an
of
image.
weather
Oh.
conditions, whether it was a bicycle, whether it was a
Well,
motorcycle,
the
whether it was
weather,
a
the
truck.
weather
that up.
conditions are gonna be the
You know.
same if they painted green, orange, or leave it black.
No, I'm saying weather conditions are different when you're driving your car, riding your bike, and certain things
Yeah,
like
but
that.
the weather conditions are always going to be the random weather conditions regardless of what, like, it's a
But,
constant change.
but in weather conditions, when it starts to rain, some of the debris and the stuff makes the road a little more slicker than, if, you know,
Yeah,
so there's some, you know,
I
and I hear
understand.
what you're saying and stuff, but I'm not just
The
saying.
road's still gonna
It
be
does.
slick when they do the neck down.
It would be really good.
My
for
question-
us.
One
No,
sec-
I'm just
let's
saying,
continue. 1
let's
second,
go-
folks, let's get through it first before
Yes.
we launch into discussions. 1 second. So the crashes are here, and they describe some of the crashes later. They say about almost half of them involve pedestrians crossing with their signal. Almost a third of them are carried out pedestrians were crossing mid-block. 10% of crash rates resulting in injuries along Rochester between 8 and 11 p.m. And they say 30% of collisions, almost 30%, involve motor vehicles that are rear-ending others.
is that because of the slope?
Maybe.
It's a pretty steep slope if you're coming down, that I can
I
understand
also-
someone,
I mean, just
Our stretch was not the most hazardous.
and I mean,
I'm just saying in general, on
When
that
they're saying
stretch.
Eastern Parkway, is that on Eastern Parkway, those crashes?
well, it's talking about Rochester, so no, they're talking about the whole stretch, from what I.
It's mostly pedestrians though, right? That's what it says.
I mean,
Well,
for
it
the,
seems-
if
yeah.
you go back to one slide to the table of deaths, there are more people that are bikers and walkers that died than there are car drivers. Even though car drivers have way more accidents, right? Alright, well, there's a table. If you go
So-
back one more slide.
And then,
That
you
part
know,
really hard to
That's
read,
right.
yeah.
didn't they have this new thing now that, you know, they took the what is it, jaywalking away, so, you know, for me as a driver now, I'm not sure how for the bicyclists, you know, people just come out between the cars that are parked and stuff, and so I don't know if some of these accidents with the pedestrians may have been, you know, people not crossing at the corner, possibly, I don't know. So I'm just, you know,
Okay.
throwing,
Even
there
if
are
that
different
was-
factors, there are
that was
different
possible.
factors, and I got that. So I think that when we look at things,
We're-
we need to look at all of the variables so that we can come up with something better, even if we have a neck down, if we have
I totally agree.
dollars, or whatever it is.
Do you, on the statistics that they gave, and you cannot trust the statistics, you said that before, but even if people are jaywalking, that's 30%. 40% of people are going with the green guy, like they're going with the walk signal.
Okay, so they're going with the quark signal, I got you
And
and
that's still
stuff.
40%.
Right,
So there clearly
right.
needs to be
Collisions.
an infrastructure change.
Right,
So
yeah,
that-
yeah.
I'm not saying that your jaywalking thing, maybe that, you know, maybe that's another 10%, but it's
So we need
big
to look
bulk of
at
people
what
that are
is
doing
the
the right thing,
infrastructure that we put in place to ensure that the 40% rate that is occurring based on the data that we have, that we're reducing it and you know,
Yeah.
whatever it is, whatever it is,
But
we need
the
to do.
KSI, the ratio of KSI is pretty wild.
Let's keep
What's KSI then?
That's that
KSI
second,
stands for
second-
killed or seriously injured. It's a combination of
Oh, okay,
fatalities
okay,
and
I got
severe
it,
injuries.
I understand, I just.
So how many you said were killed, fatalities?
Zero.
Zero,
No
right?
fatalities.
Zero
Zero
fatalities,
to
but
Just
fatalities.
seriously
Serious
injured.
yeah.
Which is important too. You don't want to get paralyzed, right? That's
No,
that's
you
pretty-
don't, you don't, cause I have this guy on my block who, was riding his bike and because the street was all jacked up, he got jacked up because he hit a part in the street. It had nothing to do with a car or individuals and he had time,
All
but
right.
he hit his head.
So just in case anyone is thinking about it, they do say that it is a Vision Zero corridor. So they outline that here in the overview. And just in case.
Question
anyone
is, where are the buses?
I was gonna say, we were presented last year, I think, with the postal facility bus route they wanted to.
17 or something?
I think so.
Not
I
17.
think
it
the
was
B-15 or
15,
B-65.
There was one of them where they were doing this weird lefty-righty maneuver
Yeah,
on
they were-
Rochester.
They were moving it. It was on the service road, right? And they were had
Yeah.
turned around.
They're going from the main road to the service road.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've actually started implementing that change yet.
I don't know either.
Okay.
I don't care. So.
Cause that'd be less people like in the crosswalk, you know, waiting to get onto a bus.
Yeah. So continue checking the crash review. You have the statistics already from that. And they have the motivation, which is an interesting slide. And they did their own survey in this case and asked about people's concerns on Rochester.
What's enforcement? Enforcement.
Can I ask
This
a-
is
can I ask a
trucks,
dumb
I'm
question?
worried about trucks only, not anything else, just
I
trucks.
do not know.
Can I ask a dumb question?
Yeah.
So it asks about trucks here, and then the first couple of slides talked about freight management.
Yeah.
Is Rochester like a truck corridor? Is it supposed to be?
They didn't say that, and I'm not sure if it is actually.
Because the
But
first
they
couple of
did-
slides talk about like freight.
And they did outline that 2 of the KSIs were associated with truck-involved crashes. The second point touches on that. So we're not sure if the trucks were supposed to be there or not, but the trucks did get involved in incidents that seriously injured folks.
The good thing is that there were no fatalities.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of accidents for one corner.
Yeah.
They did 212 surveys, which notably is less than our report has done in terms
Give
of
it close to the front.
completing a survey.
How many surveys?
They got 212 survey answers in total. And they had flyers, they had used QR codes on the flyer, they gave them out in person, etc. They also did some social media for the flyer. And the answers are here. 27% no issues. And okay. Be clear? You're good to move on? Alright. Got some photos. You had the receipts. They showed that they were asking people questions. So those are existing conditions. Here's where they show the street at the minimum. So, I
Is
don't
there an
know.
overpass like that there?
That's Atlantic Avenue, right? The Long Island.
The train,
Railroad.
yeah.
Long Island Railroad. That's Atlantic Avenue.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Long
okay.
Island.
I was thinking of the intersection.
I mean, the bottom right image is interesting because it looks like,
That's ours.
That's ours.
That's our President Street.
yeah. And they, I guess that's like soft daylighting, where they have that corner of the street sort of strapped up. But if it's still a problem, it seems like they're gonna be intending to do some more concrete-based daylighting. on
Well,
the-
Yeah.
I don't think it's concrete, but they're like that
It
final.
just seems like paint, right?
Yeah, it's
It's
just
just paint now. Are they doing concrete later?
No, their proposal is just paint.
Okay, interesting. So they're planning, like they're looking at it right now.
Sometimes I just my feeling is sometimes I think the paint can make it worse. Because I think people have this,
False sense of safety.
yeah, where they go out into the
Into
street
the
with
street,
their
yeah.
carriage or a kid, they think that I'm gonna be safe with this paint. And then I
Yeah.
see them more out
I
on the
took it down in
road,
case you want to look at it too.
and then when the
Oh,
truck
there's
is
our first.
turning,
Okay,
or
thanks.
I think there's more of a chance of getting hit. Cause I've seen people with a stroller or a little kid out there, and it's just like, they should be behind, I feel like behind a curb or having a bollard in any of these, like not the plastic ones, like a real one. That's what my feeling is for any of this type of,
Cause I've noticed that as well.
Pedestrian
that
safety.
people go into the streets.
yeah, now, right, more.
Yeah, more into the street instead of staying on the curb.
No crosswalks into the
But
park.
if it's painted like that, that's meant for pedestrians.
Then I-
They're meant for. But it's,
For
but
that, we can
paint
ask
alone
for
is
a
not
little piece of
protected.
that.
Like when
But it
there's
doesn't
a,
really protect
It
it.
doesn't-
right, when there's like a
Right,
big
right.
planter or wall, something physical.
It's not obstruction.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
that doesn't-
that would deter them from making that sharp turn and stuff as
I just
opposed-
think,
We can ask for
it
that,
creates
right, yeah.
a false sense of safety, and
Certainly
that
about the
it needs to
You
be.
see how like they're gonna.
With the kids.
I'm at that playground a lot, there's definitely a lot of kids there.
Where they did a lot of paved Park Slope on that main street, I think it's Fifth Avenue.
Alright, are we all good to go, good to proceed? Everyone's on this?
Yes, right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, it is, oh, there we go. It's down this time. Yeah. So yeah, this is the more northern side that doesn't really technically concern us, but this is just more of what they're gonna be doing.
Right turns not yielding to pedestrians. Pedestrian conflicts with turning movements.
They do it all. Well, not too much.
That's on full.
Well, I have the stats, since we're
High
talking
volume
about
of
that, I have the
children
stats for,
crossing.
accidents that occurred.
Okay. Alright.
Not just.
I have the stats.
Alright, so we're okay to go forward. So the proposal itself is here in section 3. You're gonna be looking into.
But what made them come to this decision to do this? Right here.
Let's see that?
Yeah. What made them, come to a decision to do
There's an
this?
installed enhanced crossing,
What made them come to a decision to do this?
all those injuries.
All them accidents, I guess, the KSI.
I'm sorry, what made them come to this decision to do this?
They said there were a lot of accidents early in the presentation, so I assume the accidents and the statistics are the reason why they chose to put their resources here.
Oh, I see, so they did their own stats, is that it?
They study the stuff on, yeah, they study the stuff on their own, on a regular basis.
Well, while we're looking at this, on Washington and Montgomery, as I mentioned, I got it, July 15 of 2013, I'm going that far back, there was an accident. I know it's very small, so I'm gonna read it, okay? September 13, 2016, there was another accident. October 27, 2017, there were 2 accidents. On March 20th, 2018, there was an accident. On August 9th, 22, there was an accident. On February 17, 2023, there was another accident, and all on Montgomery and Washington. So I don't understand what more does it take. And as far as anyone getting killed, I've yet to get those stats, but this is what I got.
So,
So I'm trying to understand, I don't understand
well,
what's
that's all
happening.
injuries?
Yes, this is all injuries.
Okay.
Number of people injured states here.
Yeah, I agree. So I mean, if they could do this, they could certainly add one enhanced
I'm
crossing.
sorry, it says
to
number
Washington.
of person, I'm sorry, I apologize.
Yeah.
It says number of person injured, number of person killed. I'm yet to get that, but this is what it states here. So,
Okay.
what am I gonna do with that?
I mean, clearly DOT is handing out enhanced crossings that we've been asking for a while, so we can definitely use some of the conditions here and pair that with what Washington Avenue looks like and say, yeah, there are a spot that doesn't have any crosswalks where it should.
And just follow up with, because Washington Avenue, we've been bringing it up for, what, a couple of years now?
Yeah, it's been.
And so, even
You
though
want more
they,
crosswalks.
We, at the very least, yes.
Right.
right?
crosswalks, and then we need something that indicates that, you know, when you're coming down the block, either way, in either direction, don't think you could just swing in just because the car is coming down in either direction.
Yeah,
That's how people get hit.
yeah,
That's a dicey street for sure.
yeah, so, I mean,
Anything they could add to it, right?
yeah.
We should be following up, basically, I think, on our already conversation with this,
Yeah.
in those spots that police has identified over what, 3, 4, 5, 6 years. And it's like the same thing. And we're bringing more and more stuff to Washington Avenue, to the park, to Eastern Parkway. And, there are more deliveries. We're having a marathon this weekend.
Right.
You know, I know I don't wanna bring that up, but maybe we can really follow up again with that letter and to identify those things that she has on there. In addition to, as we look at this, what we're on our agenda tonight, the, Rochester Avenue. So
Yeah.
I think that it would be, you know, prudent, just to follow up and stuff, cause it's been a while that we've been talking about this. And, you know, if they're
And
doing
nothing
Rochester
has
Avenue,
happened. I don't
come
get
on,
it.
let's talk about this, cause.
Right, and DOT is clearly able and willing to put some of these treatments, or a lot of these treatments, more than what we're asking for,
Yeah,
on a different street, which, I mean, I'll concede it, Raleigh has more accidents than Washington Avenue, right?
And
Washington-
Vision Zero corridor
It's
was
also-
already allocated beforehand, so.
Right, so I mean, if you're asking for 1 out of like 30 changes, I think that shouldn't be crazy.
So Ground Zero, when was it allocated? Was it this year, last
Zero.
year?
Ground
Zero.
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 Ground zero?
that's a while.
Zero.
Bloomberg.
What?
Zero.
Bloomberg?
Zero.
De Blasio,
Zero. It was de
de
Blasio.
Blasio's
De
first
Blasio.
term, so wasn't it like the
It was
2010s?
2014.
2014.
Oh, okay, so accidents been happening since 2013.
Actually, it's been happening for longer than that. That's
This is
just
the
when
records that I have from right now.
you just started
Right.
taking the data then.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. They-
Okay. So its process was in the pipeline for much longer, but
And the way the DOT operates and stuff and the funding.
Was this an
sometimes-
internal
yeah.
project, or did some group or people request this on
I
Rochester?
don't know.
Okay.
we didn't get that information. So,
'Cause I mean, like, it's hard to parry a request for improvements on Washington Avenue if they're just gonna go along with their own agenda and they have this internal list and they'll just get to it when they get to it. It's hard to sort of parry, like, hey, you did an improvement on here, we have a very similar condition over here, can you match it? They're, we'll get to it. So there has to be a more compelling way to get the DOT back in the door.
any ideas? Okay, we'll work on that.
I'm thinking about it, but I'm
Okay.
just saying, like, where, remind me and remind Felice where this conversation about Washington Avenue is. Who's ball and who's court?
Theirs, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, they haven't
And when's the
responded
last
to
time
us.
that we asked about it?
She won't say right now. Right, we had, so last spring, we had Botanic Garden and I believe River Museum talking about this, right? And they pointed to, I think, the DEC's plan to like,
A classic triangle.
yeah, the triangle, and it's gonna include a crosswalk in Washington. So technically, we're asking about part of a bigger plan.
But
But,
they're
But
trying
DOT
to-
never got
This
back
committee
back
shot
then
that
either.
down though,
yes,
Yeah.
it did.
many
We're
years
asking,
ago, like
we're asking for
10 years
one
ago.
piece of it and not the other.
Right.
Right? So it is mainly getting that through.
So this is a perfect example of when you first became chair, about all the things that we talked about and we were doing with the other leadership and nothing happened. So
Yeah.
this is a perfect example that it takes a minute before things come to the table. Even I just had some speed humps on my block. It took a minute to get the speed humps, even though we had
But
put
then
it in a
sometimes
while
some
ago.
things happen so fast.
Yeah, some
It's just
things.
like poof.
I mean,
Yeah.
New administration can change priorities.
Correct. Correct. So
Yeah.
let's finish this up, cause aren't we past our time?
We
On this
are,
discussion.
we're 1 minute, we're 2 minutes over on this one. But it's not a big review of what they're gonna do, cause people might be wondering about that. But yeah, it's gonna include in our districts, right now, painted curb extensions, in East New York. They're gonna enhance the Carroll intersection, they're gonna add an enhanced crossing on President. And the loading zone on Rochester, around the corner of President. And they're gonna change the signal timings for Eastern Parkway. That's what's in District 9.
The daylighting of those blocks.
It doesn't say that, so I assume no. I think they're gonna show a rendering of what it'll look like.
And that's all I'm asking for.
This is, yeah, so, this is
So
what
I'm
they're
not
gonna
asking,
have.
I'm not asking for this, I'm asking for this.
Asking for which page?
She's asking for like the crosswalks, but not the daylighting.
Aren't there crosswalks already there?
No, watch, that video she's referring to.
Oh,
And yeah,
watch.
these two also are not there. These two are new. This one exists already, but the two on Rochester don't exist right now.
And the two on Washington Avenue doesn't exist.
What is it?
Yeah,
Their
definitely.
reference photo.
Yeah.
The reference photo
Adding a
sucks.
street into
Yeah,
the-
reference
Yeah.
photo looks like
Where
it's
is
in the
that?
suburbs.
That's,
And it doesn't have, it
Oh,
doesn't
it's
have
not,
a
it's in
house.
Queens.
that's by like,
It's Rockaways.
It's an example.
no.
It's the
no.
Rockaways, there's
Yes,
the
it
little
says
bathroom
Queens.
hut.
Oh,
Back
yeah,
there.
yeah,
Norfolk
yeah.
Parkway.
It's the beach.
It's an
No,
example
because
of what.
it's an enhanced crossing. It's a crossing when you don't have a light. They used to be very very scared to put in a crosswalk because it makes them liable for injuries.
Yeah.
And usually you need a traffic control device.
Right.
So it's risky for DOT to do it, even though people will cross there.
But they often have those yellow yield signs at enhanced crossings.
Now they do. Like within the last 10 years,
Yeah,
they've
so-
started doing a few
They-
enhanced crossings, but
Is this a beg button that they're saying that they're going to install?
I'm sure they will. Yeah.
Oh, what kind of button?
A beg button, so you push it and then you wait for like 10 to 15 seconds, and then
Well,
it'll say wait, and then it'll say go.
no, actually, I don't think there would
I
be
don't
one there
see
because
that
there's no
on
There's
traffic.
no signal.
There's no signal. So it's like
It's just
kind of crossing at your own
go
risk.
if you want.
Still here on this new
That's
enhanced
crazy.
stuff,
I
right?
don't know, I don't know how I feel about this.
So the new enhanced is really just
I mean,
I don't know how I feel about this. I'm
more
very
decorative.
No light, no stop
I'm very
sign.
pro DOT. and I
You can
don't
only
know
get a
how I
light
feel
if there's
this.
enough injuries, sadly.
But there's quite a few injuries here.
But not at that
Oh,
intersection.
oh,
I
that-
don't, you
that
don't need
is-
much of a light there, the traffic, you can barely move.
We got a light in your eye.
Well, they'll be retiming Eastern Parkway, so
I'm
maybe.
not talking about Eastern Parkway, I'm talking about Rochester. When you're going down Rochester on that stretch of like 5 blocks,
Mm-hmm.
it's bumper to bumper.
Because of a light at Eastern Parkway.
Huh?
Yeah.
Because of the light at Eastern Parkway being.
No, it's both ways.
oh,
It's just a very congested stretch. I mean, if you can go 10 miles an hour, that would be fast.
Then how are these people getting hit if they're not moving?
But I think what it is this is why I was asking the direction of the traffic where the accidents are coming from. I think it's coming down Eastern Parkway because it's one of the green arrows that occurs after the red light. So what happens is people start crossing while you have a green light to turn. And I think that's what it is. I haven't seen anything there, but I drive that almost every day, and that's what I see. And also when the cars come to a stop at the red light, people start jumping onto the median to speed up to get the green arrow. So they're coming down pretty fast and trying to hit the left.
I've seen that too.
That's another thing. And then also the timing of the crossing on Eastern Parkway with pedestrians. A lot of times they see the traffic stop, they start walking, but they have a red signal too. So there's a lot of stuff there.
So it's to me a signaling issue because
It
I've
is.
just gotta say, when I was in Long Island this past weekend, or weekend before last, they give the people a little more time. The streets are much wider than they are in here. And then the going from yellow, from green to yellow to red, it's a little more, it's not like boom, boom, boom. It's a few more extra seconds so that, if you're driving, and because I'm from, Brooklyn and I'm used to like, oh, it's turning, it's getting ready to turn red, I was like, oh, okay, when I'm driving, so then I was like, not more leisurely out there and stuff, but it seems like they built in extra stuff to give people that opportunity. And even when I lived in Maryland, they gave more time. Yeah, you have to sit at the light a little while longer, but for each turn, this, that, and the other, and each of the light signals, whomever's walking or turning, they gave you a little more time to do this.
A little more time before the light turns green.
I mean,
Right.
But that's
Baltimore's
because of speed
the
limit, right?
longest lights.
Huh?
Baltimore's the longest lights.
Really?
But I mean, it's a trade-off between a high throughput, like you go one block, or high speed. You go a lot and then you gotta stop a lot. You go a lot and then you gotta stop a lot. I think that, the DOT, for all their faults, is making the better of two choices.
Correct.
If they have more stopping,
Right.
I know that it pisses people off, but it lets more pedestrians cross. It allows, everyone here is a pedestrian, even if you drive.
Right.
You're still a pedestrian 80% of the day.
Well, maybe that turning thing that
But
he's speaking about.
We've said a couple times at this board that the crossing timing at Eastern Parkway, if you are a pedestrian trying to get from one side of the service road to the other side of the service road, is 15 seconds.
15 seconds,
It's
that's
not
it.
enough.
It's not enough.
No, it's not enough.
Alright,
We'd encourage the DOT then to consider, if they're doing signal retiming,
okay,
It's
prioritize
20 seconds.
pedestrians.
But only on Rochester, right? We're not doing
Still, it's still by the park, people are still gonna be
I
coming
know,
up.
but I don't know if they're gonna change Eastern Parkway.
alright, let's keep going. This is in District 8, it's Prospect Place. So, there's that, they're gonna be doing curb extensions. Beyond that,
So there are significant
I believe so.
changes. Isaiah.
No, it's on there.
Hey, Isaiah.
Hello, how are we, everyone? Good, good. And Michelle is right there.
Ah, thank you. Okay, the project summary benefits, okay?
Yeah, they're gonna be shortening crossing distances, trying to slow turns down by just making the sections a little bit narrower for cars.
And it's
It'll fall,
following
okay, it'll fall, no.
The pin was following you.
Yeah, we're gonna be making a new crossing, I'm not sure exactly where. Well, too near the park.
Oh, what happened?
Where'd it go? I think the remote.
Okay, time's up.
I got it. It'll be fun. Connect. Anyway, I don't know, that's why. Weird. I found out. Make the line by the end of the road. Here. Okay, we got something. We got something, it just went out for a second. Okay. Nope, we're back on. Okay. So yeah, same thing. They're gonna be improving curb management. I assume that means they're gonna be adding loading zones. Because improving curb access maybe means opening up parking spots for people who might need one for a shorter time. And they're gonna be reducing conflict points between motorists and the road users, so. That looks
Hey,
like.
but they have a picture of like, looks like blood in the street.
Yeah. That was, oh yeah, that was
Look
paint.
at all that red
That was
paint.
paint.
Yeah, but it looks like it's still
That was it.
morbid.
So the main piece in our district would be is in addition to a new loading zone on this same block of President and Rochester.
Is there a lot of commercial or business use on Rochester then?
Not that I know of.
No.
So this would be
That's all
purely
those
for
are.
like Amazon and whatever.
Assuming so. So yeah, mainly signal changes, enhanced crossing, new crosswalks on Carroll, I believe, no, not new crosswalks, sorry. Curb extensions on Carroll. And another curb extension on East New York Avenue. That's mainly it. I didn't plan this to be a voting item, but if people want to vote for something, you can, but it's mostly in District 8, so I assume they've already gotten a green light from DCD 8 and they're gonna do it.
I think it would be worth, I don't know about voting, well, I don't know, maybe voting, but I think it's worth finding out why they didn't present us, because there are two sections, two intersections in CV9,
Oh, 3?
or three,
Well,
so like,
also what it
that's.
There's 5 blocks, 2 or 3
It
interventions.
says 5,
No, there's 5 blocks, but they're
Easter
doing.
Parkway,
Yeah,
right.
I know, but
But they're
the
only doing,
President Carroll.
they're only
East
doing
New York.
interventions at
Right,
2
so
or 3 of them.
President Carroll and East New York Avenue are all squarely within CV9.
Yeah.
We should have been informed a year ago.
Fair enough. I'm with that.
And what about the school that's right on the other side of East New York?
So, yeah, that's my kid's school. The principal there, like, if we're voting, I would say, I know the principal wants more, because there's no crosswalk on East New York Avenue. She's been asking DOT for a long time,
Okay.
so like, I mean, this is better than current conditions, but at least.
So they're adding it where you're talking about,
No, they're not, well,
No, they're
it
saying
says
adding a
add
painted curb.
painted curb extension
East New
to
York,
shorten
Ave,
crossing distance, but where they're doing it is,
not where the school is?
no,
Yeah.
they're doing it where there's an existing crosswalk.
Okay.
Good, we're still missing a crosswalk, same setup as Washington Avenue, you have a ramp, you have kids crossing from the park, like at recess, they go to that park at Lincoln Terrace, then they come back to the school, and they're just like dodging traffic, and like, I don't blame the drivers, there's no crosswalk, they wanna think to stop right there, but the
There's
principal has
no
been asking.
crosswalk?
No crosswalk, the principal's been asking for a long time for it.
Alright.
Cause it's a
That should be a
slippery.
priority.
Okay,
They've
so-
made other changes for schools, school areas, like.
When they talk about safety and they wanna make the loop for the bikes to go around, and here, this is clearly where kids could get
I'll show you.
injured, clearly.
So there,
So if anyone has a motion that they wanna make, anyone has a move for anything, feel
Like,
free.
this is the school,
Oh, I
there's
know.
no, there's
But
no
we're coming up at
crosswalk.
8 o'clock. So we're gonna have to move on with this one.
Oh, I
And
see.
they're not asking us for any
Just that
suggestions,
island.
but they're just
We
like.
can.
But we just found, you just found this and then,
Yeah, it's, the DOT informed us about this like last week. They sent us a letter and told us last week.
Yeah, I know exactly what it is.
Um,
'Cause I have a friend who lives on 90.
So, yeah,
and I
if
turn
they're not-
right there.
Often we vote after we get a presentation or something like that, or just, we vote a lot, but we can, or it's up to us, there's no.
when are they doing this?
Huh?
When are they doing this?
Do I slide the next
Summer,
steps?
I believe. They're installing this soon. Probably in weeks.
I don't know, weeks.
Well, I could check the letter and see exactly when, but.
I would like to stay on
Just
track.
wondering if you have enough time to like
I would like, I
make
would
a
like,
letter to add a bunch of
Yeah, that might just have to be accessory, but either way, we gotta move on, it's getting a little,
right, I would
we're
like to
getting
stay
a little
on,
progressed on time.
I would like to stay on track. I mean, we did the minutes, and in those minutes, we haven't even addressed some of the pressing, issues. Like, for instance, the DOT speed limit reducing location of 15 minutes that they want to implement for the schools.
Did we table that today?
I believe you did.
Okay.
But this
That
get
was,
what's
that
on
was
the
also a
agenda.
notification, that was not a voting item, but
So
we
is
gotta,
comprehensive traffic planning and bus network redesign were both tabled tonight.
yeah, they were, right?
It was
Okay.
this, it was the one that we were just discussing, Washington Avenue.
Alright.
So,
So let's complete this first.
Yeah, let's
Then we
complete
can go
this.
to the next.
Again, if somebody wants to move, you can, we shouldn't be talking about the issue for so long, this is.
right,
Or
that's
just
why
add-
I skipped to this.
Fair, that's why I will
We
be
got one meeting left this year. Can we
Right,
ask
so-
DOT to show up? Is that likely that they're gonna show up and talk about it?
Well, I actually asked him to show up today, they couldn't make it, so we could probably try next week.
And that was for the school safety thing you asked us to come here for?
For this.
That and this and Washington Avenue actually. Like, I'd like them to be in the room with the committee so we could just like talk and not have them get yelled at and just brainstorm things and actually get solutions. And this was a good time to do that, but next month, or a different one.
So next month, they'll be here,
They didn't say we'll be here, I'll
we're
invite
gonna try
them.
to get them here
Yeah.
for the school safety thing,
That's one of the items, yeah,
one of them.
yeah.
Okay.
Like, I want them to be in the room so we could just talk and, you know, like, actually process what's going on.
Sure.
Because when we've had them here, it's historically been like town hall format, where everyone's talking to them, and that doesn't get much done.
No, I just wanted to make sure that's one of the things.
It is.
So like, you're gonna have a spreadsheet of concerns.
So like,
We do.
as a, I
We
would
do
like to
have-
say,
For-
we would
I
love
know
to,
you do.
we would love to ask DOT to come talk to us about this and consider the potential inclusion of crosswalks at East New York for the school, signal retiming for pedestrians along Eastern Parkway, and other enhancements
Washington
and planned
Avenue.
crossings.
I would like to also interject that, Mr.
We're gonna be here till 9 if we keep doing
I
that.
just wanna interject because this was brought in the meeting where he spoke of 2 schools that were safety routed and it's a high priority. You're the material on it. That these schools were not paid attention to, where there should be, paid attention to for the safety for these 2 schools. And the schools are, MS Gladstone and also Toussaint, I hope I'm saying this right, Libertor, Libertor, yes, Libertor, it's French. Toussaint, which is on Empire Boulevard, both are on Empire Boulevard, so if we're gonna add anything, you know, let's put in what they have on record, that's priority.
Yeah, that's, I wanna get to that as well. We're trying to,
I just wanna put it in the
if you can
minutes.
get the bus redesign, that would be definitely high up on the list next.
Okay, I wanna put that in the minutes, cause it was brought up.
You brought up this point because you said be quick.
I thought that was quick.
I did, but when we all, you know, everyone talks about things.
We have 2 cents items.
Huh?
We have to put the 2 cents in.
Alright,
Okay, so
let's
let's
go
finish
to,
this.
let's go to the bus redesign next.
David.
Yeah,
I was just
I'll-
making corrections.
I'm gonna.
I'm sorry,
To the bus stop.
I'm sorry. I need clarification here, please. So we spoke of Washington Avenue, that we're gonna continue doing the, put the notes, cause I just wanna put that to bed, that we're gonna do a letter for this again, or bring attention or awareness on Washington Avenue?
That's the other issue I want the OT other info.
Okay, so, but that's noted, yes?
Yes.
Okay, and then for the priority for these 2 schools, that we did cause it says priority to do whatever that's needed. I mean, that was in the last
What do you
minute.
What do you
asking
mean,
for?
whatever is needed?
Okay, so what I'm saying is that Mr. Herbert stated that instead of diverting to other schools, that it wasn't a priority for DOT.
You're talking about the Wingate plan.
Okay, so here are, and I
Are
didn't
you
think
talking
of
about the
copy-
Wingate plan?
Well, let me just read what it says.
You gotta stay on track, yo.
Yeah, we are,
You
because
gotta
this is
stay
part
on
of the
track.
minutes.
We were all here when
But
Rob
that's
has
not
brought
the
this
agenda
up,
for
he's brought this
today.
up many times, we know about this, it's on the list after we get a couple of these
So
things done.
I just wanted in the minutes that these 2 schools are priority in
He
getting
wrote them in
the
there.
What are the names
protection
again?
that it requires, that DOT stated. That's all,
I know, we know,
that's all.
we on your side too, Louise, we know.
No, that's just my side, this is for, I'm talking about the people that we're protecting.
No, I know.
We gotta cover everyone, but I'm doing it based on DOT,
Yeah,
DOT priority.
I believe that Rod's ask was basically that we do not do anything on the Wingate campus because these 2 schools need
I
it more, so
wasn't-
we should pick up the interventions there and plop them over there.
He
Is
mentioned
that what
these-
you're asking?
He mentioned these 2 schools, he sent it
Ask-
to.
Mention those 2 schools to do what?
He mentioned the 2 schools to have, okay,
But since this isn't on the agenda.
Like, this
It is-
is,
it is
this
on the
makes sense, but it's not a
agenda.
full motion, so we can come back to this if there's a streamlined spot.
yes.
Okay.
But I understand, I mean, if I may please, from what I
You want me-
understand, from what I, huh?
you want me to read it?
No, it's okay, like, we know, generally, what Rod has been saying from what I recall is
'Cause I
that
have them.
those 2 schools are on the priority
They're more deserving
Right.
than the Wingate
and
schools.
they have gotten nothing,
Correct.
while other areas have gotten more, and that's fair, it seems to be a fact.
Right.
It's on our list, of things to
Is
take
it
care of.
DOT priority or?
Yes,
or-
it is.
or-
It's a vision zero
or
priority.
New
this-
York City open data,
It's a
And it
vision zero
says-
priority,
yes,
but at the same time, we have the DOT Kingston plan, and that's been like prioritized by the mayor, and like that's moving forward full speed ahead,
and
so.
this is prioritized as well.
But not in the new administration.
This is prioritized in the new administration, it's there now.
Did they,
It's there
when did,
now. I have it, I
Can
can
you
give
give me
a
the
copy.
numbers of the schools again?
The number of the school is,
okay, read.
MS 61 Gladstone,
By the police station.
correct, that's 400 Empire Boulevard, correct. And then you have PS 221,
221, right?
right, Tucson.
Further
No,
down, further
Yeah,
down.
but
Please, what would you like us to do about that right now?
No, I just want it on the record because I understand, and I read it, and I read it again, that this is what
What's
Mr.
the verb? What are we doing to those
It's on the,
schools?
it's,
So,
But there's nothing for us to
it's
do
informative.
tonight because it's not on the agenda for an action item
I
for
agree.
tonight.
and, I mean, okay. So yeah, it's on the record.
They're over there, Isaiah.
It's on the
And
record.
the clear, I didn't see the clear thing either.
These are just the minutes from the last meeting.
Correct.
right,
You want the agenda
These
for
are the,
tonight?
yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Oh, I forgot,
That's
they
not on
had
the
the
agenda.
agenda for that.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. So that was just informational.
Yeah, but we have it in there, yes.
It's top of mind.
but what he's saying is that these locations are on agenda for April 15th, which I have the minutes for, yes? Transportation meeting for Brooklyn, okay. To upon review, DOT in 2024 safe route for school program, this was 2 priority schools identified as high risk to the most vulnerable population within the district.
Okay,
That's why,
there's,
These are the
And then
schools.
what are you
that-
gonna do
I
to
understand.
the school?
We gotta move forward.
Okay, I
Right,
just
there-
wanted to,
I
okay.
understand, if someone writes a statement for you to say,
Not just for me, if Dante was given, I'm
I
sorry,
understand, I'm just saying, the space for that is a new business.
who was it given to? It was given to everyone.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
it was an email, we all got it. So the best place for that to go is in new business, because we don't wanna continue having to table things we plan to resolve for months. So let's get this bus redesign out of the way,
Okay.
and let's keep it quick and clean, and we can take care of everything that's on the agenda in new business, yeah?
Okay.
Awesome. Alright, bus redesign, David, if you have anything to also present, please, contain it in 15 minutes if you can.
Yeah.
And we will use probably 15 more to discuss and lay out an action
Okay,
on some of this.
okay. Well, the MTA is proposing going southbound on the B44 to remove the bus stop on Nostrand Avenue and Lefferts Avenue, keep the bus stop on Maple Street, and remove the bus stop on Nostrand Avenue at Rutland Road. The next stop would be Hawthorne Street. Now going northbound, the MTA is proposing on New York Avenue,
This is all B 44?
yeah,
No shenanigans.
yeah. On New York, remove the bus stop on New York Avenue at Fenimore Street, is that within the district?
Yes.
Yep. Okay, and keep the one at Midwood Street, keep the one New York Avenue, East New York Avenue, keep Empire Boulevard. Then remove the bus stop that's currently on New York Avenue at Montgomery Street. Keep the one on New York Avenue in Carroll. And remove the bus stop on New York Avenue at Union Street, followed by keeping the bus stop at Eastern Parkway, on the far
Is it, you gonna
side.
show a map?
I'm gonna try to,
Okay.
yeah.
Great.
Did we mention, I don't wanna cut you off, but did we mention something in one of the previous meetings about so many feet? Did we talk about that?
We did
So
talk
many
about it.
I don't think we
feet,
finished
feet.
it.
We didn't vote on anything about it, we did talk about it, yeah.
We don't have a number.
But don't forget that the MTA also wants to take the B49 and move it to New York Avenue. Whereas,
Wait, the B 49 is the Bedford bus?
yeah, Bedford is currently
We do
Bedford.
already have a motion for that.
Yeah, you already had a motion for that. You want the B40, you had the motion to, you had, it was approved that the B49 should be streamlined along Ocean Avenue. You already approved, this committee approved that. That the B49 should be streamlined along straight up Ocean Avenue.
Do you,
No, I think we said keep it on Bedford.
yeah, the board passed a full resolution to keep it on Bedford, the southbound, B49.
Southbound.
Yeah.
Not streamline an ocean, keep it on Bedford, right?
Yeah.
Because that's a pretty
Or at least
important-
have at least a bus route on Bedford Avenue.
Yeah.
Because-
Yeah, just go south.
And the MTA has gone against putting buses on Ocean Avenue because it's too close to Flatbush Avenue.
I'm sorry, excuse me?
Well, because the MTA does not really wanna put buses along Ocean Avenue because it is too close to Flatbush
Yeah,
Avenue.
and they wanna move it over.
I'm trying to understand.
As you can see, on this map here.
Wait,
So it's staying.
She sounds crazy.
I'm gonna try and.
Oh, be careful, that's a historic map there.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm trying to
downtown
remove.
Brooklyn, you know, Pennsylvania.
The Ocean Avenue is along here,
That's B44.
Flatbush Avenue is here.
Oh, yes.
I think B44
Ethan is gonna, he's working on pulling it up, so he's.
He's gonna put it on his.
Which I sort of agree is not a great terminus, but
That moving that B 49 is a bad idea.
There it goes.
Yeah, it is. Moving the 49 bus. Yes, Bedford, definitely good.
From Bedford to New York, is that true? I
Yeah,
know we
they're-
had a
they're trying-
response.
Yes.
They're trying to consolidate buses on bus lanes, so they're trying to put a lot of buses on Nostrand and Rogers
You got-
instead of have them as scattered as they are now. It's coming up. like,
He just
I-
stated that they're moving the B49 to New York Avenue.
Yeah,
I
that's
think he think
Well,
maybe,
according to
I think maybe you meant Rogers.
No.
No, the B49 local would end up on Nostrand Avenue, the southbound version, and the northbound is going on Rogers.
Not New York,
Not New York.
Let me see.
because that's like so far, but even Nostrand's really far.
This is the map. This is what they wanna do. Remove it from Bedford Rogers and put it on.
Yeah, I remember, this is.
2023 we did that.
And put it on Nostrand, New York,
So,
we do something else here?
because of the hospitals along New York
We,
Avenue.
we approved this in 2023 already, like, why are we still talking on the 49?
Well, I mean, I give David some
There's,
time.
they're still
I
gonna
know,
do
but
it
there's
though.
other routes if we wanna talk about those.
Yeah.
so-
Yeah.
Do whatever they want, but there was fierce community opposition, and this board put together the proposal to keep it on Bedford.
I remember that, it's true.
okay, so the B49, we already have a resolution.
Yes.
We submitted it, I don't know what happened to it.
It's a resolution now.
It was approved by the full board in
Yeah.
2023.
Okay, to keep it on Bedford Avenue
Keep it
instead of putting it
on
on
Bedford.
Nostrand.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the next bus?
Well, they're proposing the B44 to, the local to have the same route path as the SBS.
So Rogers up, Nostrand down.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the B44's route.
So we're saying why do we don't want this, or we do want this, or the B44?
Well, you already want a bus route along Bedford
That's
Avenue.
going south, we're talking about going south,
That's Bedford
South on
Avenue.
Nostrand.
south on us.
But the B44 today, the SBS goes up on Rogers, the local goes up on New York.
On New York.
Okay,
So
And the
they-
people have
they-
said that they want to keep the bus B44 on New York Avenue.
To the people on New York Avenue though, I'm curious the difference between it being called the 44 or the 49. It's the same route.
The 44,
Just want some service.
because the 49, they want to get rid of it along Bedford Avenue.
I'm aware of that. I'm
Yeah.
saying the people who live on New York Avenue, they want bus service.
Yes.
Either way, they will have bus service.
But the 49 right now would be, people want it on Bedford,
going south,
going south.
and we approved that we wanted to go south to remain on there. So the B49 currently,
Goes up and down on Bedford though.
no,
No,
buses
no.
only go down on Bedford, they don't
Only
have
goes
a bus
south.
going up.
Even though it's a two-way street, it
No,
only
no,
goes south on
yeah.
Bedford,
No,
northbound on Rogers, because Rogers is only a one-way street.
Oh, you're right.
I see something here that's not.
so it goes up on Rogers, so it's the 49 on Rogers?
49.
49
49 and the 49 local and the 44 SBS currently use Rogers Avenue.
Okay, so I have a few ideas. First things, I think if we talking about this bus line by line is good because we can pick out common
Yeah.
problems.
And right now,
This is a
the MTA the planners do not want the buses along a bus traversing Ocean Avenue because because of the B41 located one or 2 blocks away at Flatbush Avenue.
This map on the screen is showing only new and changed routes.
yeah, this is new.
So the B41 is still gonna run on Flatbush, it's just not showing
Yeah.
this visualization.
The B41, I can pull that up too. B41 over here.
Okay.
It's a separate buses.
So what's good, B16?
B46 is remaining the same.
So what's the goal with the B16?
The B16
The B16 is to become a Clarkson Avenue route
It goes with just
Yeah.
to,
simply
that's it.
to Utica Avenue, which is, in my opinion, is no place,
We have talked about this.
Yes.
We said we agree, this is not a good terminus for
a bus,
bus service.
yes.
And what was the,
either operate
We would like it to extend to a subway station like Sutter Avenue or I guess Pennsylvania Avenue, the free train there, just sort of keep going.
And what bus number is this?
I remember this. It was B16, which now,
Andrew, can you repeat that? I'm writing these notes down, so if you wanna make a motion, we actually have this.
But I think we had a motion.
we have this. I'm just very busy. Okay,
But maybe we don't have it as a motion.
We-
I don't know.
previously talked about.
MDNT wants to take the 43, remove it from Brooklyn and shift it to Albany Avenue.
Oh, okay.
Now, I know that Brooklyn Community Board 8 has been against, is vehemently against taking the B43 off of Brooklyn and Tompkins Avenues.
They want it to remain.
They want it to remain as is.
What number is that bus again?
The 43.
Okay. B43, remain as is.
It's, well, Passengers United has proposed to have the 49 still run on Ocean and also on Empire Boulevard.
The 43 is the one that goes.
The 43, we want the 43 to stay on Brooklyn and Kingston, but go to the Kings County Hospital and terminate at Winthrop Street Station.
So this, this B43 around here.
That's the one that goes
Before
all
the
the
Green
way, all the way to, Alter
To
Bed-Stuy.
Box Street and
Like this,
Greenpoint.
you know?
Yeah.
Stuff, but like-
That's a great
I
bus.
love that bus.
That's the plan. It's just-
They're not gonna do away with that bus?
Please don't move that bus.
They're gonna move it from
They're gonna
Brooklyn
remove
Tompkins to Albany Marcus Garvey.
Oh, so they're gonna shift it over one or two avenues.
Yeah.
Okay.
South, instead of going southbound via Tompkins, Brooklyn, would go southbound via Marcus Garvey, Albany.
Why?
Basically to cut service on the B15, northern segment of the B15, which currently uses Marcus Garvey, Albany.
So what is the proposed plan? So do y'all have this in writing somewhere that is proposed to DOT
MTA,
or MTA?
we have proposed to shift the 49
We got the.
via Ocean Empire and have the 49 via, keep the 49 via Brooklyn to the hospitals.
Okay. Okay. So I'm seeing a few like common threads here. One of them being that we don't like the big gaps between stops when they're removed. I'm gonna try to get a few general motions here that can capture this and would make for a good credible resolution when it gets out. Alright? Everybody okay with that?
That sounds cool.
Okay, because doing this line by line might not be the best idea. Talking about it is, but making a type of document that outlines each line might not be the best move in our case yet. But I want us to start off with something broad, you know, that actually like captures what a good transit line would look like regarding buses. And if you want to specify later, we can do that in the future. Alright?
Because we already made some,
Yeah.
We've made some moves already.
right.
So I want us to get a broad version, like a sort of like a set of standards that would satisfy CB9. And if you wanna get specific, we can do that later, because we already did the whole, don't remove the stop or just leave it on Bedford thing. I want to be a little more clean about it and get like a good standard set sort of put down. So we have, in any case, like rationale as to why we oppose a certain bus line being moved. It's not just we want to dirt, it's more like here is what constitutes a good, worthy, bus network, and here's why this is not making sense for that. So that's what I'm gonna try to go with this for today at least. You okay with that too, Dave?
Yes, I'm okay.
Good. Alright.
43 is such a major connection between
Yeah, this is a major connection.
all of us. There's so, that's why they want to put that train in, right?
When is that coming?
The IBX.
Connect Brooklyn neighborhoods of things.
Why they're removing it.
That'd be way for it.
20
We want
years.
the buses to be faster.
You're still alive.
I'm quick, though. Just like
I know, but it's very hard.
And that's because they have a
It's more
separate
difficult
bus.
now.
It's
because
the only way.
The
only way.
Well, I think the IBX is gonna happen.
I think so too, but that's too far, that's like nowhere near us. It's just that, it's just like idea.
Carbondale. I remember last time we
And then
did
we'll
the
have
walk
another
and everything, the
consult.
pictures, he was graduating from undergrad.
The idea.
Maybe high school, I don't know, oh my God. Oh my God. He might have been
Just
graduating from
circling the
high
square
school.
here, other things that we had brought up that we can say whether or not we wanna include in this general package. We talked about the terminus of the B16, we talked about stop spacing.
Sorry, that's the.
Alright,
Push it to
It
the
didn't
side.
go off.
No, that was just for the
Discussion,
guest
right.
talking. Now is the
you
actual
did
discussion.
great,
Oh.
I'm sorry, we suck, you say great stuff every week, and we just don't wait, and we just keep talking about the same
No, it's
stuff.
really good.
Right.
Yeah.
We
So
just
go
keep
ahead.
talking about it,
Forget it, what you were saying about the bus terminus, go ahead, say
Yes.
that.
and then
Spacing.
we've brought it before that there is currently no route in our district that goes from the east to the west.
Right.
And the one that we're gonna get wouldn't work at night, right?
Right, and we said.
Maybe,
on weekends.
maybe.
On weekends, right?
And vegan.
After
Re-
that's
Remix does not show you night and weekend routes. That's one of the things that we learned during this like
No,
some months ago.
it does show you that, but they have a widget that lets you know how far you can travel. That doesn't show the nights and weekends.
Gotcha, okay, that was my.
So that's a convenient sort of omission, right? It's like you
Yes.
can get this distance from here, but not on weekends or nights.
So,
Makes no sense.
and then the other things that we talked about, just so I can finish my friggin' thought,
Please continue.
was that service is important, and like service is as important as routing for us. So that's great if you can keep the same stops, keep it on Bedford, but have to run more frequently. Like the B44 on the weekends coming every 32 minutes.
It's
Like, give me a break.
Yeah.
And then the last thing was pair bus improvement planning with bus improvement infrastructure. So like the B41 and maybe a Flatbush redesign is one example of that. But another example is it's starting to get really hot and like a lot of these bus stops do not have bus shelters and you're
Right.
sweltering
Yep.
while you're waiting for that 32-minute bus.
And I mean, even in the Flatbush Avenue redesign, they didn't render any of the bus stops in the middle of the street where you don't even have a tree over here
Yes.
with any bus sheds.
So we like planning, routing, mapping, fantastic, but also to invest in the infrastructure that would make that new route a pleasant or a pleasurable
The
experience.
sheds could be better too, the existing
Exactly.
ones, like the Empire and Rogers B44, B49 stop. If you are there past 3 p.m. or 2 p.m., you're right in the
You're
sun.
in the sun.
Like, and then it's like reflected by the glass in the shelter.
And people stand on the other side of the shelter.
Yeah, I mean like.
People stand outside behind the shelter.
Yeah, it's terrible.
So also, just to touch on what you mentioned earlier about the B10, our first east-west route that can take us to the railroad,
Broadway
Broadway
Junction.
Junction and the whole, right? That'll run from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. on weekdays only. That's crazy.
That's a waste.
That's crazy.
That is like some
I would love to know
idea.
the methodology for
From
this.
Is that from-
Park Station?
Really?
The BQ stop
How
to
can it help economically and with the hospitals, with the, you know,
People work on weekends too.
Exactly.
Or
Yeah.
people wanna
They
shop,
come in.
go out, yeah.
The last, like
Well, like,
6 a.m. to.
Imagine-
It's
That's not even-
designed to be
That's not
isolated,
even
isolate
including
people.
all of rush hours.
6 a.m. to 6 p.m. this
To 8 p.m.
Well,
Right, 8 p.m.
Oh.
6 a.m. to 8
like,
7 p.m.
it would be nice to go
Should
to
just go
like
all
Long Island.
24 hours.
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't know, but certain things, the buses and, you know, it's kind of dangerous and stuff out here, you know, we still.
Well, they
People
don't wanna
won't
put a
even
bus
have
stop
bus
on
route
Bedford
if you're coming
because
all the way from
they wanna
East.
get rid of the buses on Bedford.
Crazy.
Cause think about it, otherwise you would have to take, I think, the C train to the shuttle to get back to the neighborhood, or to the C train to Franklin to
One
get
more
over
thing I
here.
wanna-
If the bus stops running, there's no other way to get over here if you're coming from Broadway Junction.
Oh,
or from
the other thing we
east.
talked about was transfers. We
Yeah, I was gonna touch on that
bus
too.
to bus to bus.
Okay.
No
So,
good.
so we could do this we could do
And
this two ways.
we said fight about this.
We could do this two ways. We could either vote on all of them at once, or we could just make motions on each standard and that will build the resolution as we go.
Let's do up down, like, sure.
Huh?
It's,
Yeah, what?
I don't know, a la carte, and we, hands down.
Okay, yeah, I like her, okay. So that one, the trans one, I'd love to,
I think it's just one that's democracy.
I think so. So the first thing, the trans one, let's touch on that one real quick, since we just mentioned it last.
So wait, are you making a motion now on any of these, or we're still just?
I'm gonna read out the standard first and just suggest it, and if
Okay.
anybody wants to move, they can. I could too, but I'll let y'all move first. So the first one, I would propose a standard where we optimize for overall travel time as opposed to bus speed specifically, because,
You like the ferry does that.
yeah,
It's like you have 2 hours, you can do as many transfers as you want.
right, so I'm thinking if we can optimize for overall long distance travel time reduction, right? Which might mean buses going in longer routes instead of cutting off halfway, like the Flatbush 41 stopping at Ocean and then I have to take another one up to downtown Brooklyn, that's a no, right? So I think optimizing for long distance travel time reduction as opposed to individual bus speed is a better approach. And minimizing bus to bus transfers in favor of bus to train.
Does- Doesn't,
Good.
like, if there's a problem though, if there's a crash somewhere, or there's some incident, the longer the route, the more you're getting a pile up though. Like that, right, with the shorter routes,
Mhm.
you have a little more jump points that you can break off from. I feel like for the longer distance stuff, you want, like, that's what you want a subway for. Or an express bus or something like that.
Yeah, I agree, express buses should be express buses and the locals should remain local.
Well, when I say long distance, I mean like, for example, the 44 is a long distance bus. That, I consider that one going from like Williamsburg Bus Depot down to Avenue U or, you know, Sheepshead. I think that's
further.
Evans
That's
Avenue.
Evans Avenue, right? That's a long distance in my opinion.
But you have the select bus service for that.
Huh?
You have select bus service for that.
How many do we have?
The 44 you just mentioned, it's a select bus service.
Yeah.
Right, but I'm saying how many others do we have? Do we have a 48 select bus?
We have 46.
Yeah, 46 on
Both
you.
of them.
But we have a 41 limited,
Right.
which
So
I've
does that
never been clear what the difference
so
is.
does that mean that you're in favor if they decide to cut the 44 local route in half? Is that okay?
No.
No.
Well, they do that anyway, it pisses me off.
Right, it pisses us off. So that's what I'm saying, we want them to keep routes a bit longer and not cut them in half like they're intending to do in some
I
cases.
will refine my point about being pissed off. I get pissed off when I take the B44 and it ends at Flushing, because it doesn't say that anywhere on the bus. It's very hard to know as a passenger, is this bus
Or
ending
signage,
at Flushing,
Right.
or going all the way to Williamsburg? It's very hard to know that here once.
So unfortunately, all local, whenever the SBS operates, the locals go to Flushing,
Yes.
all of them.
I'm talking about the SBS in my experience. I mean, like, where are we going?
And to address your limited, 41 skips, stops.
Yes, but is that in the new version of the bus plan that the MTA is proposing? There are locals, there are still limiteds, there are still SBSs, there are rush routes, there are still express buses. We have more sort of flavors to choose from, and maybe, you know, like, the B41 would be better served as a rush route where we have a more local version of B41 up to Flatbush, like the neighborhood, and then from Flatbush down would be better served by a rush route or an express bus.
So if someone's going to, like, let's say someone's coming from, you know, East Flatbush, and they take the bus and it stops at Ocean, and they now wanna get to the library, do they have to walk that half mile if they're disabled? It doesn't make sense that we leave that piece of road, like, either empty or have them wait for a second bus.
Say your motion, say your thought on this one.
The thought was, that we would support the MTA optimizing bus routes for overall long distance travel time reduction, and not just bus speed. Like, we want people to get to destinations faster, not just be in a faster bus that drops them off halfway and they have to wait for a second.
I think that's fair. Because that means that they could do other means of, like, they could do traffic enforcement to get the buses to be faster without having to change the number of stops.
And the thing, just because if the bus is 5 miles an hour faster, it doesn't
So
necessarily
they
mean
can't
that-
do the traffic enforcement, like,
Hopefully the new incoming, whatever administration would be willing to work with MTA to do this. I mean, I'm saying like,
But like,
the map is not, a new map is not a Deus Ex Machina. It does not fix the issues that we have.
I mean, a lot of the issues.
I think a map is not enough.
right, but they're like, agreed, but they're also like, they haven't changed the map in decades, so it makes sense, okay, update the map, like demographics have changed and stuff, but like,
Okay. Let's get a vote on the.
what you're suggesting is like a different principle of them doing a redesign, which we can make the motion, I mean, I'd support it, but like, I feel like it would fall on deaf ears to think about this entirely differently, like we're one community, they've already done the Queens redesign, like they've said their principles, that they want to improve bus speeds and like, I don't know if they're gonna change it.
Fair, but again, if our principles can help guide us for something else. Like again, if we complain to anyone, council member, assemblyman, or whatever about the route that we want moved, that's a small thing, but we're not gonna get any kind of widespread change by just doing that. And if there's 7 issues we have with this whole thing, what are we gonna do, just like complain about all 7?
I think it's a very good preambulatory clause. I think like, it's a good mindset to be in.
So again, if you wanna make another, if you wanna
Don't
make
do that.
another, if you wanna recommend something else in just add on to this, that's fine. But I think this is a starting point. Alright, so can we,
So
If
staying
anybody
where we
wants to-
optimize for overall travel time instead of bus speed.
yeah,
Got it.
and we can always write extra demonstrating that, you know,
Sure.
cutting routes in half is an example of increasing travel time while,
Yeah.
even if it gains bus speed. Alright, anyone willing for that? No? Alright, any opposed to, I'll do roll call, any opposed to this? Yeah, in favor? Okay, alright, that motion carries, that principle set. So are there any others, anyone have any others that they're thinking about?
We could tack on that infrastructure thing,
Yeah.
like make bus stop environments more pleasant to be in, improve pedestrian access to and from bus stops, more dedicated bus paint is always a help, like, it's
More
just
dedicated bus paint.
like
You mean,
red lanes.
they only do that for dedicated bus lanes.
Yeah. I know,
So,
but like, if the B-41 can get this treatment, for example.
but then it has to be designated.
But it has to go on bus lanes, this isn't asking for
I'm
more bus lanes.
I'm saying like, these are examples of like, better infrastructure for a better map,
I support
makes a
that.
better map.
I support that for bus stops and the sheds for sure. Yeah. Okay.
And do the sheds have lights? Maybe they could do a solar
They
something?
have the solar to power the advertising.
Oh,
They have a
for
little
the
solar.
advertising, but not for the safety of the
That's
people
what they
that's
make the
taking
money.
it.
What is, it serves as lights too, I guess.
Okay, so,
We can ask JC Jakub.
Okay.
So you motion, we
That
make
was
bus stop
my
environments
thought.
more
Okay.
pleasant for
If you're gonna invest in the map change, invest in infrastructure along many routes, or
Right, but-
enhancing the pedestrian experience,
Yeah.
or the rider.
yeah, that sounds good.
If anyone wants to move for that, they're welcome.
You need a motion for it?
Yeah, I mean,
Mini motion,
mini.
because it's all being rolled into a bigger, here's our package.
Yeah. Okay, is anyone against that
make
motion
bus
on the
stop
table?
environments more pleasant and
Against that
pedestrian.
motion?
No, that's gonna be it, so we're actually gonna vote on that. So, Andrew just moved to, add to our principles being, bus infrastructure, meaning where they expand the train trucks should come with additional infrastructure, not just a bus pool, but actual bus sheds that can encourage, comfortable bus usage. Is that?
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And
Does
adequate shade.
adequate shade. Is anybody opposed to that? Can we pass that by common consent? Yeah.
What's that again?
Bus infrastructure, right? Or principal, yeah, so sheds and stuff. Okay, that also.
Mini motion for 3, a true east-west route for any
Right, but to continue on the previous motion, in part of the pleasant experience, I know like you mentioned the Rogers Empire one, there's like the greenery there. Who maintains that?
I saw them weed whack it the other day.
Because like there are times that it's so overgrown and disgusting.
Okay, 1 second.
They
There's
weed
nothing
whacked it
motion.
and it's still gross.
No, but I'm saying that's part of the pedestrian experience there.
Okay.
Like,
That's it.
like when I've seen bats coming out of it, I'm like,
That's included.
Well, right, but I'm saying who's at fault there? Is that the MTA or is that the
I think
property
it's
owner
part of
next door?
AS.
We'll see.
the restaurant there.
Well, but that place is
Might be
not
good.
business.
I know, I think that's why it's looking like that.
Okay. Yeah, that actually is part of it, I believe.
Well,
Okay, well,
they're closed.
They've been closed
for like
a year or
6
two.
years or something.
Oh, years?
Look at this
6 years.
Department of
No,
Health.
I've
Yeah,
seen
actually
stuff in there.
I've seen them
I've seen people have like banquets.
They've been closed for like a year or two at least.
For special
At
events.
least a year or two.
Special
yeah.
events, they'll still do stuff.
Alright, let's keep going.
Alright, mini motion number 3, a true east-west route for our neighborhood.
That is 24 hours.
True, yes.
Yep.
So you want it to be 10 hours expanded.
Oh, yes, yeah. That should be a local route.
Definitely.
That should be a local route. I support that.
No, it doesn't exist, but it would. It would go
It's
on
in the
Empire.
redesign.
When is it supposed to go into effect?
We don't know, they're gonna drop a new version anytime. We're trying to guide that before it.
The spring 2026 is the earliest.
I thought it was, I thought it
I
was
fall.
Now.
I'm thinking.
Okay.
I said fall.
You did, I'm trying to get ahead of it, because we opened back up in fall.
Yeah, they
September.
can
That's
say
true.
Alright,
So
so,
would you send this in, like during the summer, you just have this ready to go in case it drops?
yep, alright, so we are voting on the third piece of this, which is, a true east-west route.
To operate 24/7,
To operate
24/7, 365.
To operate 24/7. Is anyone against that? Can we pass that by common consent too?
What's 24/7?
They're finally gonna give us an east-west bus, from this neighborhood to go east to Broadway Junction, but it's only gonna operate from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. on weekdays. Nothing on weekends, nothing at night. I know, it's crazy. So we are.
Because you have the B12 now on East New York Avenue, which operates 24/7.
Right. I'm gonna add a 2 minutes to this, so you get to, I'm gonna add about 2 to 5. Alright, so go. That's 3. Anyone else have any more important, like, core principles for a good bus system in receiving that? I don't know, it's good.
You have the Bethel
Have
resolution
more local buses for the
about
41.
making service along Bedford Avenue.
Like, you'll
Yes,
have
we'll tie that in at the very end.
limited buses will pass.
And per our earlier
The
motion,
limit,
Yeah.
the way it is for 41 and local, the way it is, I don't know why they changed it. Is it operating?
Well, no, and the thing is, the problem is that you wait so long for a local. Like, there's several limited buses that will pass by before local comes. So if they increase the number of locals,
So like balancing
yeah,
frequency.
balance it so that it's not
That's good.
That's a good one.
I
everyone's,
take
everything's
41.
passing by.
Yeah.
did you take the regular or the limited?
I take the limited and the limited, whatever comes, I do it.
Nice bus stop,
If
huh?
you live on a local stop, you're screwed, you're waiting like so much longer.
Mhm.
I don't understand why the 48 takes 30 minutes to come, that's my question.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I think that's kind of the same point, like balancing frequency across routes and across bus stops. So I think
The
that's
select board
important.
was to balance frequency.
Yeah, balancing frequency across lines and stops, because when they over-focus frequency in certain places, they kind of ignore ambient demand.
Yeah, but just as one coherent sentence,
Yeah,
balancing frequency across.
yes.
Right,
That's,
that makes sense.
I think so. I will dream this for that.
Right,
Do we have anyone in opposition to
So,
that?
no.
just to recap, we have propose optimize for travel time over
Yep.
just bus speed,
Yep.
make bus stop environments more pleasant, the true east-west corridor,
Mhm.
and balancing frequency across the district.
That's 4.
Did we talk about subway priority across, like, prioritize
That's a good
subway
one.
connections
Yeah, that's a good
over
one.
bus-to-bus transfers?
That was part of the first one, right?
Was it?
About overall travel time.
I can see.
Well,
That can be part of it.
But this is specifically about
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm
CC,
with that.
the B16
Yeah,
terminus.
yeah, okay, do that. Go ahead, if you wanna move on that,
Sure.
feel free.
I so moved.
Okay. Yeah, voting on that, anyone against it? Anyone? Can we pass that by common consent? The motion, just as a reminder, is to prioritize in the bus redesign bus to train transfers and not just bus to bus.
Right.
For example, the
For
B16 currently ends at Utica Avenue where there is a B46 select bus stop, but there's no subway service for a
And
half
actually,
mile.
So
if
have
you
it
want,
at
if you
Houston
have
Parkway.
specifics, write them in and we can.
Sutter or Pennsylvania, one of the 3 trains.
Or Sutter.
It just keeps going.
Sutter, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, okay. Can we pass that by common consent? To have buses take you to trains and not just always got around by buses.
No.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long
Get
time
me
with
off
this
this
one.
bus.
It's gonna be a comprehensive document, this one.
Alright, what are the odds
So you're supporting
what
this?
are the, I know,
Down.
Going nowhere.
Yeah.
what are the odds?
We're gonna get to that in a minute, Jared.
Hundreds of hours combined. What are the,
Okay, 1 second, yeah, we're still voting, Okay, on that, I did ask for a common consent, didn't fully confirm yet, be clear? Yes? Okay, that's passed. I wanna do one more of these at least, which is the stop removal. I'm thinking a number of feet that I think folks would be okay with is about 1,200, because on the B48, when they remove their stops, I'll show you. On the 48, when they remove their stops, it leaves about almost a third of a mile between the stop here at Montgomery and the stop here at Empire. And, you can see where the removed stop is at Sullivan. And the gap between those two is about, I think, 1,570 feet, if I'm not mistaken. Something around almost 1,600 feet, something around there. That might be a little bit too wide. It's the third widest gap on that whole line.
but it means there's two gaps that are wider than that.
Yeah, there's two.
And the
that are
rest of
wide.
this is a grid, so that's,
The wider gap is up here.
oh, the Navy Yard. But
Yeah,
there's,
that's the Navy Yard.
but there's an entrance there for the Eagle Cemetery Landscape,
Yeah.
whatever, and the distribution packing center on BQE. There's a lot of people that work over there.
Empire and Sullivan.
Yeah, so I'm
Not
thinking
necessarily
a good ask here might be
nowhere. 1,200
gaps.
feet.
Their,
No.
for the 48, their average stop spacing as proposed will be 1,000 feet.
average. Right.
That's
we're
the
trying-
average, yeah.
Right, so I think that we're trying to, I would try to avoid,
Hard cap 1,200, which is 6 street to streets
Yeah.
on average.
that's what I'm with that. I'd say 1,200 gap, we're okay with it. The less than that.
6 streets? That's
That's
quarter
what
mile.
I'm thinking,
Quarter mile.
I'm thinking 750 feet.
That's one block, that's one long block.
No, that's one avenue block,
Yeah, it's one
but 3 street blocks.
Yeah, they're trying to,
What's that,
I-
750
Huh?
feet.
Does it have the
I think they're gonna start, they might take note of that,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Cause like, a lot of gaps are above that, and I think that's gonna like thwart the whole plan.
Right.
So if they
The,
take
the
the one,
current is 710.
That's not, it might not be realistic.
so if they take the stop off of Sullivan, the next stop is where?
The next one is Montgomery and then Houston Parkway, and then, sorry, not Flatbush.
It's,
Montgomery, it's Montgomery here,
yeah.
and then all the way over here on Flatbush.
So you just want to keep the Sullivan stop.
It's one example, but like gaps that big, I don't think people in CB9 are okay with.
Right, but if that's the only one that's being
There's
proposed,
probably
then-
more, and part of the reason why I'm being this broad is that wherever else, you can also reference those.
And if they do hypothetically come back with a version V2 or whatever, our
Yeah.
principle would still apply
Yeah, yeah.
if they
That's the
change the
point.
map.
So that if they change it and they see this, it might help them decide.
So the
how to change
principle
it.
is a hard cap at 1,200 feet
Yeah,
distance.
yeah, that's what I would propose for now.
Parentheses, 6 street lengths, street to street lengths.
Yeah. Anyone, if anyone has any adjustments they want to make to that, feel free.
We,
You said 12 hard
we want a
cap
hard
at
cap
12,
at 12, do we wanna say
Preferably like something else.
preferably less than 1,000 or preferably around 1,000?
Okay, yeah, that's fine too. Preferably less than 1,000.
The more we prefer and they cater to that, then we're slowing things down. Everyone wants a bus stop on their corner.
1,000 is better than 700.
Sure.
And the thing is, the bus doesn't have to stop at every stop.
Only if somebody's there or if somebody rings the bell.
But if you take away every other stop, there's twice the chance that somebody's gonna be at every stop.
Yeah. The only thing is that the 48 bus was,
That'll still
Protest
slow
is
it down
coming
if
back.
they get put more.
and we had like 4,000 signatures to get that bus line back, 48. So now you wanna skip stops,
48 or 49?
48.
48.
I think
48, the 4869 switch north of Flushing Avenue.
Alright, so
I
that's,
think for the Sullivan stop, you can also, maybe in the full resolution, you can have all the new housing that's coming right there too.
yeah, totally. So that's the motion I have on the floor right now. I'll move for that one.
Right,
Preferably 1,000 feet or less, hard cap at 1,200 between bus stops. Do we have anyone against that? or can we pass this by common consent? Unanimous?
Yeah.
Can you too? Alright, cool. That goes in. Alright. So, anybody else, if you have any more, feel free. It's like a bit of bus rides.
I think to add to principles, I would say we should be consulted on any stops that are removed, what happens to those spaces.
Yeah, I agree with that too, that's a good
Because
idea.
some blocks that could open up a loading zone, it could open up parking, it could open up, who knows what.
I agree. We're adding that in? Or can we attach it to the bus one?
No, I like it as a
Standalone?
yeah.
Okay. Alright. Any vote on that? Anyone against? Can we pass by common consent? Ken?
Yes.
Okay.
As I think as a follow-up to the very end of this package of little motions, we say, see our earlier commitments regarding bus planning in general. We can cite the 2023 resolution from the
Just attach them in.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
per our earlier conversation.
Okay, I think we're good on this. If you have any other ideas, feel free. If we want to amend this in a future meeting, we can add to it, we can.
Is the goal to put this before the full board to have the full board vote?
Yeah, we should.
Okay.
That's gonna be the best move there.
And then after that, we'll send it to the MTA's
Yeah. Okay.
What? Say it.
Alright, sounds like we're good. Okay. I think we should solve that for now. We can always add to it as
Great
needed.
way to end this meeting.
Yeah.
So productive.
Willing the meeting to end.
Alright.
Discuss.
Next, we're gonna go for new business. That's you, Phyllis, if you have anything.
Right, we will discuss that, so we can zoom that in.
Alright. Yeah. So yeah, I think if not, if anyone has any new business, feel free to say it.
Okay, so
Anything
the
else?
business was the accidents that I already gave to you, so I don't have to.
Washington?
Well, you didn't-
Oh,
Okay.
Washington.
You read them, but
Right.
you didn't give me anything, but
Oh, I'll give it
yeah,
to you.
I'd be curious to know.
It's tiny, but that's fine.
Okay. Any other new business?
Do we have, conversations with the other community boards, transportation committee or whatever? Because there's one light that is like bugging me because it's well over a year when you go down Herkimer Street and you get to the corner of Nostrand Avenue.
I
That
took a picture of it.
they have two stoplights and one stoplight has been out for over a year. And now the trees have grown so much that it covers the actual stoplight that is working. So when you're going down the street, there appears to be no light until you get to the corner. So I don't know if there's conversations between the community boards, cause I've even sent something in to, and I know it's not in my area, not in my district, but I sent something in. I sent something into, you know how you, 311?
Yeah.
And 311's like, oh yeah, we already know about it, okay, so it's been like, for real though, it's like almost 2 years.
So we get to, you know, it takes many people involved.
Just to fix the light, but the light, to me, that's a safety issue.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes
to
they
answer
blame
your
like
que-
Con Ed
To
and
answer your
stuff like
question,
that.
Paul, 1 second, Paul, to answer your question, you sometimes go to other board meetings,
Okay.
so yes, but we haven't collaborated on anything in a long time. And I think there is appetite to collaborate on this bus redesign.
Okay.
So now that we've
Right.
actually put something out,
Right.
and voted on this, we can sort of take it to CBA, CB 14, 17, and actually kind of get this through Brooklyn. If the whole of Brooklyn is saying, we actually want these principles as part of the bus redesign, that'll get some movement going.
So similar to the gentleman from CB 14 that came last night and spoke with regard to the shelter issue.
Yeah.
So he came, to the
So,
meeting.
yeah, I've known him for a while, yeah. So, like, they're that happy, but it starts with us doing what we just did.
Alright. Alright, so we got your stuff in there, David, yay! And thank you for
David's been
coming,
dedicated.
he's been coming, you know, for months and stuff.
David, you gotta continue to come regardless.
Yeah.
So is this gonna,
Permanent
I'm
fixture.
sorry, is this gonna be in the next, minutes, which you,
It's gonna be in the minutes, yes.
next minutes, okay.
Next agenda, maybe.
What could be the
Yes.
next one?
Well, yeah, I think so. I think we have space.
Whatever happens will be.
Yes,
We have space for that.
okay.
Veronica, you were gonna say something?
Yeah, no, I'm curious to know the Rogers Empire pedestrian island, you said the
No,
that
yeah,
letter
yeah,
went
yeah.
out.
Dante did send a letter to
Right,
Commissioner about
but
that.
then like, for my own clarification, it took a year for the letter to go out, so like, what's,
What happened in the meantime?
yeah, like,
In the meantime,
was that
Like
just,
between when we passed it and
Right.
when the letter went out.
like, for our internal protocol, cause
I'm
like,
pretty sure.
like, I've spoken to that guy Matt about Lefferts, and like, he's like CD9, like, what,
I'm pretty sure.
are we helping the community when they raise requests, or are we not? Cause if
So
we sit on things
so-
too long.
Yeah, typically, when things go to the full board, they go right away. When they don't, and they're like smaller spot items, they go to the executive committee usually.
Right.
And I will like advocate for it to either pick a voting item or it usually gets sent to the office to go out. And then what happens there is not standard. So usually,
So there's,
I
so
end
maybe
up-
we need some standards.
I usually end up writing it and sending it through, but if I don't do that, nothing happens, right? It's not like if Dante was, or some office folks will say, you know, hey, executive committee had this letter go out, do you have anything you want to approve of
Got
that?
it.
It'll just, the ball will just stay there, and someone has, you know, somebody moves it, maybe I do, maybe Dante does, but
Yeah.
that's what happens. So there isn't really a standard there.
Right,
And-
then I would say there should be a standard, or we should not be having committee meetings.
Well,
Cause that just invalidated a half hour of all of our times, you know,
Okay.
when we discussed it, so like. And you know, the people that came complaining about, said they saw someone being assaulted by the FDNY station,
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
we've done nothing to help
No,
them.
we did a lot, we went there and.
No, but we-
Their agreement
yeah,
was
we went there.
everything.
And then we did
yeah,
nothing,
The
so
ball
like,
was not in our court for that.
okay, but we can always try, like,
Yes.
I want people blaming the agencies, not CB9.
Well, they are, aren't they? I mean, how would you blame, how would you not blame the agency when?
No, because if we just said, okay, we had a meeting, have we had any follow-up in the remaining years since then, like?
I mean, we have, actually.
Well, but then what was that, and we should tell that
It's
person.
been a good bit of inaction on the agency's part, but there hasn't been follow-up. We could do more, sure.
Right, that's what I'm saying, I think we make enemies of our own constituents when they bring us a valid concern, and we say, oh, we hear you, like,
And yeah, we can,
you
we
know.
can refine on this stuff and
Yeah.
more, so yeah, let's do more of that. I will do some more on that too, but like, that is also a heavy boulder to move to, every NY, I'm pretty sure. I mean, yeah, we're gonna have to stay on them for that one.
Right, no, I mean, the agencies, some are good, some are bad, and we gotta stay on them, but on ourselves,
To make sure it gets out our door.
yeah,
No, you're right, but the FDNY thing did get out of our board, definitely.
Yeah, that
That's
one,
it.
you can point to them and say, we tried to have a conversation. But these other
No,
things.
we had the conversation, in fact, we had the conversation.
Well, that's
Yeah.
one
They,
side.
they, it seemed like they were driving their feet a little bit, but yeah,
but it's a different
How-
FDNY commissioner.
Maybe
it's
a better
different.
question is like, how can we make sure that things in the future don't get lost? What should we do?
Yeah.
You're right, so, I mean, the spreadsheet is one thing that we have right now that we're keeping.
Are we?
It's, yeah, I mean, as I did it, yes.
I try to update it, and sometimes I get confused.
Okay, fair enough, we'll go through all that, but yeah,
And I don't think it should just be on you, it's like, it's on all of us,
fair,
like,
I'll
we
let,
should,
I'll let us all know when letters are like clear to go out.
Yeah.
So they get developed quickly, and they actually can, right? Cause I think that's been the bottleneck before, where it's like, a letter's cleared at exec, and then it's like, what happens next, right?
So what's the SOP for that? Cause I'm
Yeah.
an SOP
trying to make
person,
one.
you know,
Right.
SOP
So
that
I-
was, you know.
I will make sure that everyone here is informed when a letter is cleared to go out, so that if anyone's collaborating and writing it, right, there will be no downtime between that vote and the letter being made and going out.
Cause we got AI now, you know, that we can, you know, and I'm just being,
I mean,
you know.
AI 's
starting
gonna write the
with-
letter.
it should- yeah, it should-
No, we can put our thoughts and put everything together and then we could put it in the format, but you still
I
have
think
to
there's a
go through
there's a
certain
bottleneck at the
things.
district office.
And it may be, but I feel that,
they need more
you know,
resources
I
to-
feel that, you know, we submitted with the SOP. We did this here, we submitted on this date, we follow up in 45 days. And we, you know,
Yes,
such and such and such in 60 days, so that we know that at least we get a status of what happened, or who's responsible, or do we get together and write a letter, so that we can see some progress, because, you know, things are going fast now, you know, in the world and stuff, and, you know, I'm not
That's what
saying
this
that
is for.
AI is,
It's
the
for us
answer
already,
to
yeah.
everything, but you know, we gotta have some, even though we're advisory, don't forget we're
We
just
could-
advisory.
yeah.
We're an
Right.
advisory
No,
group.
just to
We can
clarify,
reconfigure
AI's
that.
not gonna be writing our letters for us.
No, no,
It
no.
can- it's gonna help.
No,
How
I
many days
understand.
since we've heard anything? We could do, that's a pretty
You know.
quick calculation to do.
Cause like who's
Okay.
doing it?
Like, how many days since we've gotten action on this?
I mean, when you do a 311 complaint, it literally does that.
Yeah.
It has an auto-generated, like, if you request a tree, it auto-generates, we'll get back to you in 720 days, because they have a 2-year timeline. So like, we could have something,
Yeah.
or any DOT
It's probably
complaint.
AI, okay?
No,
Oh my
for
God,
years, they
it
probably
is
did
all
that,
very
simple
important
as
to
that.
us.
That's
It is also very important. Have you talked to a live operator lately? You gotta hold on.
No, yeah, I know, it's not a human, I know that.
But I'm just saying, you know, what's gonna be the standard operating procedure so that we can have some follow through, so when it comes back to us, we can say that we did our due diligence, within the first 45 days, we set a standard for X, Y, and Z, within 60 days, we did this,
What do
and
you-
the
what do you
90th day.
So we're talking mostly about administrative items, letters to agencies or other correspondence. What do you think would be a good, like, set of timelines?
I just threw something out there, 45 days, you know, then a follow-up in the 60th day,
So
that it
60
should
days-
be
60
out.
days is 2 months, so 2 committee meetings later. I think that makes total sense.
Because, you know, they got other things to do, we're not the only committee and stuff that has, you know, that's working,
That's fair.
you know? I'm
Teamwork.
just throwing it out there, so we can have this as new business and talk about it a little later, but I think that to help the community, to show that we did our part in facilitating moving forward with some of their concerns, and we've sent them to the right organization, so now they can't keep looking at us. We sent the letter to DOT, this is the date we sent it off, now maybe you might need to,
I think you're half right, because it also would come back to transparency. When we get
Right.
a response,
right,
does the response ever go back to the like Matt at the Lefferts Block Association?
correct,
He was not ever returned on this email. So you have to forward it back to him to say,
Yeah.
hey, so that there has to be some way to let people know we have taken an action and the
Right.
result is this, without disclosing every single detail and every interaction.
right.
Right.
That, we need to think on that.
Yeah. So that, you know, that transparency part is really good, to let them know that we are trying our best. But then we are working with so many different agencies and everybody, you know how it goes, you got the guy that puts the water in the bottle, somebody else is turning the top, another guy putting the label,
Pretty sure.
and it takes a minute
Someone
before,
else pours
Don't
them all
forget
out.
measuring the height of it.
right.
Okay, alright, we have any more new business?
No, I don't
Nothing
have-
else? Alright, so we're going to adjourn, the agenda is exhausted.
Or is us?
Alright, we're adjourned,
Oh,
guys.
she heard it, she's like, hey, I'm coming.
You was trying.
Will the meeting.
Workers, right.
Welcome.